Welcome to the Fret Prince Podcast, improvisation topics for guitars. Hello, and welcome to today's episode. In the previous episode, we had talked about the first inversion chords and some different types, working those out. So today, what I'd like to do is just come up with a couple of different options for string combinations. So when we talked about the chord last time, we discussed chords that work out all on consecutive strings, right? So let's talk about some chord shapes that will work on a few strings and with one gap. So we'll try out to start out with the fifth string, the third string, second string, and the first string as a string combination with the first inversion. So I'm going to start with a major 7 chord here. And we're using E flat as our root note for all of these chords. So we have the third, so it is a first inversion chord, so third on bottom, that's the G, and then we have the root, the E flat there on the third string, 8th fret. We have the fifth on the second string, 11th fret, and then we have the 7 there on the first string, 10th fret, using the third finger for that. So that's our starting point for this. So we have a major 7 chord, first inversion. All right, well, let's play around with this a little bit. Let's try to turn it into a dominant chord shape. Okay, so I just swapped the second and third fingers here. And so now the note on the first string is now on the 9th fret. All right, let's put the 7 back there, and then we'll put the flat third. So we're going to lower that fifth string down a half step to the minor third. Okay, and then I put the major 7 back here. I'm using the third finger for that. So here we have a minor major 7. Okay, and so why don't we try a minor 7? So I've just moved that third finger down to the 9th fret. So we have the minor 7. Okay, we'll lower the fifth. Remember, the fifth is on the second string here, so we're going to lower that a half step. So now we have a half diminished chord. E flat, minor 7, flat 5. Okay, and first inversion. All right, let's lower the flat 7 to a double flat 7, and we'll end up with the diminished chord. So now I'm barring on the 8th fret with the first finger. So first inversion of the E flat diminished. Yeah, and you know, those diminished chords, of course, you can. They're all of the inversion types that look the same, have the same shape for the diminished, but not for these other chords. Okay, so we have the first inversion worked out on the strings 5, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, so different options there. Okay, so let's work out the same voicing. So we'll try one other string combination here. We'll work with the 6th string, 4th, 3rd, and 2nd. So these are very handy. So we'll check out some things here. So we have we'll start with the E flat major 7 in first inversion. And of course, you can try these up an octave higher too. Okay, so I'll get our starting point settled, and then we'll go from there. So I have first finger on the fourth string, first fret. Second finger on the sixth string, third fret. Third finger on the third string, third fret. And fourth finger on the second string, third fret. And so basically the same as we did just a minute ago. Just we have different string combination, and I'm an octave lower. So from low to high, we have a 3, root, 5th, major 7 for the time being, G, E flat, B flat, D. And I should point out some, maybe I should include the sixes in this talk too, but you could lower that major 7 a whole step as well. Okay, so let's start out with the dominant chord shape, first inversion here. So I lowered that note from the second string, 1/2 step, and I rearranged the fingers a bit to accommodate that. Let's take that major 7 back up. We'll try the minor major 7 by lowering that third. Okay. I get some really nice voicings here. Okay, so let's lower that 7. Okay. And then we get the minor 7 in first inversion. And this is a very familiar shape. This also works as a G flat 6 in root position. Okay, but now we're talking about first inversion. So we're going to think of this as a E flat minor 7 in first inversion. Okay, let's lower that 5th. So we have a minor 7 flat 5, first inversion. And again, you might recognize this as a G minor 6, root position. Okay, but we're thinking of this as minor 7 flat 5 in first inversion. Okay, so let's lower the 7, one more half step. Okay, and we get the fully diminished chord. So I just lowered that second string. And notice this is the same shape for the root position of the diminished chord because they are symmetrical. Now, another way to arrive at some of these particular voicings, the ones here in the second half of the talk, is to take a chord like E flat, major 7, just a root position on the top 4 strings, and just take that note on the first string and just lower it 2 octaves down and replace it with the low note. So any of these chords you can try that approach with. Okay, so just kind of a different way at arriving at the same thing. All right, well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. The first inversions are really nice and very useful. You'll find that first inversion chords and third inversion chords have a lot of practical applications for comping. And we'll talk more about that in the future. So definitely be sure to have your first inversion chords pretty set to go by checking out this episode and the previous one. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this episode. You can reach me at jim@fretprince.com if you'd like to get in touch and talk about your guitar work and your progress. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and reach me at fretprince.com. Well, thanks again. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Fret Prince podcast. Be sure to rate and subscribe. You can also follow on Twitter and Facebook. Visit fretprince.com for articles, video, and updates.